Amritam Gamaya. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvina Vaditamastu Ma Vidyusavahe. Om Santi Santi Santi. My humble prostrations at the lotus feet of Sri Guruji, Gurudev, all the Kriya Masters, all the sages and saints, and all the gods and goddesses, and I bow to all of you. Especially pray to Sri Guruji to think through me, speak through me, and act through me. Jai Guru. So we are in the fifth chapter, which is otherwise known as Sannyasa Yoga. Last week we discussed how Lord has come so far and how his teaching is going through. Because this is very essential, because when we start our spiritual journey, that also gives a roadmap to us as well. Because when Arjuna said, I do not want to fight, because he had the problem about raga, sukha, and moha. Three things he had. He has attachment. He was afraid what will happen if I kill them. Then sukha and moha, delusion. Delusion about because he didn't know what exactly it is happening. And there we had discussed, if you remember, there was a difference between where the confusion was coming. As a soldier, he has to fight, and then he feels how I can kill a person who are so near and dear to me. So we had looked at what is the difference between morality and ethics. What is the difference between morality and ethics? Any of you remember it?
Morality is your own, and ethics is for a broader sort of your community or people around you or the society you're living.
Yes. Is this Nehama?
Jiva.
Yes, correct. See, both deal with the same do's and don'ts, but morality is individual and it is subjective. I should not be doing it. I should not harm anybody. I should not be jealous of anybody. So this is morality. Ethics is the do's and don'ts for a society or a community. That don't steal the property. Or say like Christianity, that you must go to a church on every Sunday is a part of the ethics. Sometimes, or, in in Islamic, they have that circumcision. So that is like ethics. That's not morality. Similarly, here, what was his ethics? Ethics says that as the leader of the Pandava army, he has to fight. This is ethics. But his morality is saying how I can kill a person and who is so near and to dear man, a member of the family. So it was morality. So it was conflict between ethics and morality. When there is a conflict between ethics and morality, so which we should follow? Tell me. Once you know what is morality and what is ethics, which we should follow?
Ethics.
Ethics, because it is for the community. So Lord, that's why Lord now shifting this. That because you are supposed to fight, you have to fight. Then he gives a reason why he should fight. He said, you are not going to kill. So he said, he took him to a higher level of understanding. What is an individual? Then he says that, okay, what he said initially, if you remember, verse 12 to 25, because these are the things why I'm emphasizing, I'm coming back, because this is where our entire spiritual journey starts. This foundation should be very solid. What he does, then he takes him out from that conflict zone. Because if you are in the conflict zone, you cannot find a solution. Because you are part of the problem itself. Arjuna as an individual, the situation he is in, and Krishna, and he sees everybody, there is that in that plane there is only conflict. And everybody is a part of the conflict, including Krishna, because he is on one side, he is on his side. So what he has to do, he has to take him out at the higher level. Then he goes, he said, where? Try to understand. Neither you are going to kill or you will be able to give birth to anybody or whatever. Birth and death are not there. Why? Because you have to understand what is your true self. And then he talks about that the body, mind, intellect is a part of the matter. It's not our true self. Our true self is awareness, Satchidananda. And that is Ekam, that is all pervading, that is eternal, there is no change. It is Akarta, Avokta. And here, if you look at the entire our scriptural books, scriptures, Upanishads, everywhere, what they are trying to find a solution to? What do you think? What they are trying to teach? What they are trying to find a solution to? Or Buddha? What is
End
the
of
what?
end of
Yes,
suffering.
yes.
The suffering we have due to ignorance.
We have to get a solution to the human suffering. And what is the solution? What is the solution?
Knowing our true nature.
Knowing our true nature. In case of Buddha, he said, why the suffering? Because of our desire, kamana. And kill the kamana and your sorrow goes. Kamanar naste, dukkha naste. But in our scriptures, Upanishad said, if you only know your true self, your suffering is gone. Are you getting it? How beautifully the things are there, because this basic understanding must be there. Now the question is, once I know who I am, does my suffering goes away? I will raise a simple question. One of the persons who was listening to Lord Buddha, he said, I am an ignorant person, I don't understand what you are saying. You saw a diseased person, you saw a dead person, and you saw that saint who was walking on the street. Then you left your palace, you went, did your meditation, whatever knowledge you got, and you are coming and teaching for so long now. So are you going to tell me that if I listen to your teachings, that I will not become old, I will not have disease, and I will not die? Are you getting it? What is this question is? You saw this. This drove you to find a solution. And you came back saying that you have found a solution, you became a Buddha. So now, if we are listening, the people who are listening to you, and I am listening to you, are you guaranteeing that I will not become old? I will not become diseased? I will not die? And this has been, so a solution has been found for this?
No, Baba.
No. Then what was the all teaching all about? Knowing yourself, you will become free of all the suffering. How? Tell me.
this body and mind is not me. When I will understand, then there is no death and no suffering.
Anybody else?
Baba, it is the shifting the identity from BMI to the awareness
Also, I
which
will
we
not
are.
have disease, I will not have death.
You will
No,
have
it
death,
will,
disease, but
yeah.
not be affected by it.
That is
Huh.
not me. That is my body and mind. Me is
There will be
Atma.
no suffering from it.
I'll tell you one example, you remember this forever. Beautifully it explains. So Buddha replied, human suffering, assume it is like coming in two arrows.
Arrows.
If you remember this. When the first arrow comes and hits you, there is a physical damage. Blood will come out. Some, it will tear away your skin, muscles, and it may crack certain bones. And then immediately the second arrow comes, the pain you feel. As far as he is saying, as far as the first arrow is concerned, my teaching will not be able to help. Because arrow has been come and it hit you and it is going to damage your body. But the second arrow, which gives you pain is not more physical, it's mental. So if you listen to my teachings, you will be able to read of the pain which the second arrow gives. Are you getting it?
Yes, Baba.
So physically, whatever is going to happen, it is going to happen. That means you will become old, you will have disease, the death will be there. So that is like fast arrow. Nothing can be done. You have to accept it because that is nature. But what happened the second arrow? That suffering which comes not because of this. Suffering is only 25%, 75% is mental. So you will be free from that anguish, from that sorrow. So what happened? So you are transcending the suffering. You are not avoiding. It cannot be avoided. What happens? You transcend the suffering. So these teachings, all the spiritual teachings, what they exactly do, which the Upanishads came to find a solution to the human suffering, what they are saying, that suffering will be there as a physical level, that cannot be avoided. But that suffering which comes on the mental side because of wrong identification with this body mind, you will be able to overcome that. You cannot avoid it, but you will be overcome that because you are shifting your identity from this body, mind, intellect to Satchidana Ananda Swarupa. When I am Satchidana Ananda Swarupa, how can old age or disease or death is going to affect me? Because I am eternal. There is no change in me. I do not do anything. So what karma you, so this is, so now you know what is the solution the scriptures are giving to us. Is it now clear? Yes or no? Any doubt is there? Okay. I take that everybody is with me.
Baba, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is the clarity you keep with you. Now let's look at then what will happen. Then I have to shift my identity from this body, mind, intellect to my real self. How I do that? How I do that? What so far you have seen that? How I do that? Hmm? how the teaching leads us to there. Tell me, once we
practice.
discuss, then only clarity will come. Yes, please.
Baba, by abhyasam and vairagya, like getting detached and practicing it little by little, listening to the scriptures and following gurus.
Okay. Anybody else?
Baba, by getting jnana and doing shravan, samran, nidhi abhyasam, by doing this. Yeah.
Okay, jnana you can only come here when you have a chitta shuddhi. Otherwise, you don't have qualification to come there.
But by doing sattvic karma to get chit shuddhi, that is the first step. And then changing the karma process by doing sattvic things, and then being in a good society, attending satsangs, samran, shravan, mananam, ati abhyasnam, nidhi abhyasnam. Yeah, and then going to it. Then jnanam.
Okay, Ashokji?
We just do our karmas. We become karma yogis. Simple.
Okay. Anybody else?
Basically,
Okay.
your mind,
Yes.
it is our mind. What is means for our mind, for our thinking, we are bringing all this bandhan or mukti, everything. No, so it's a first thing is this, like we are controlling our mind. We are getting one understanding, and we become the we practice it is in our daily life. So it's become our nature then.
Okay. See, all of you are telling, but see, you be very clear. Why we get attached to the world? First thing. Why we are getting attached to this world? How we are getting attached to the world? What is that in us which runs to the world? What is inside us who runs to the world is our what?
Senses.
Yeah.
Sense organs. We have 5 sense organs. They want to go for the sense objects. And where the sense objects are available? In the world. You want to see something, you want to feel something, you want to taste something, you want to touch something. All these things, 5 sense types of objects are there in the world. We have 5 sense organs. They run after them. Like I want to see. When I see it, then what it does? I like this, I do not like this. If I like something, then I go for this. I have to see this. I have to see this. This movie, I have to see this. This Modi is coming, I have to see this. This is coming, this I have to see. I have to go and see this. I don't get the opportunity, then I am sad. I don't want to see something. And then I went out my house, I was going to the office, I saw it. It gives me pain. So where our attachment to this world is coming? Through our sense organs, running after sense objects. And who is controlling our sense objects? Sense organs is mind, correct? Behind the sense organs is the mind. So our mind, which is otherwise defined as a flow of thoughts, that means one thought or the other. So what thoughts are coming? Things of this world, what I like, what I do not like. So when we are sitting in the meditation, if you recollect, you to reminiscence, what is happening? Whatever I like, it comes out, or I don't like, something has hurt me, it's coming out. Yes or no? These are the things which come. So what is happening now? My sense organs goes after the sense objects, and the mind, which is controlling my sense organs, now has become a slave of the sense organs, and he is running after things of this world. And it's constantly in search of things which it likes, and trying to avoid which he doesn't like. So there is a tension in the mind, and that is what brings us anxiety. All the suffering comes from there. So now what is the first step in this? So we have to control these sense organs. How we do that? Karma yoga. See how Bhagavad Gita has done that. He first came into Karma Yoga. What in Karma Yoga you are doing? He's saying because you don't do things which you like. Because everything you would give it to the Lord. That means I like, I will go for it. I dislike, I will not do it. No. Everything, whatever comes on my plate, I offer it to the Lord. So I am doing it for Lord. It's not that I like it. It's not that I will travel because I hate it. No, everything which comes to me, including Arjuna's, like he's fighting this war, whether he likes or not, it has come to his plate. Now what he will do, he will offer it to the Lord, so that what happens? It mollifies your likes and dislikes. And again, likes and dislikes comes when the result of the action comes to me. Law of karma says. So the result of my karma, I have to enjoy or suffer. That also brings me pleasure or pain. So that's why he said that whatever also comes back, that you take as prasad. Are you getting it? How it is constructed? How beautifully, how intelligently it has been done. So what is happening? So my likes and dislikes, the more and more you become a better karma yogi, the more and more you are into kriya, more and more you're mentally with your guru and kriya, what will happen? Your dislikes and dislikes of this world will be mollified. So then when your likes and dislikes are mollified, nirdvanda, that word is used, we will come back to the verses. So when you go beyond this labha, khyati, suffering, gain, loss, when you go beyond this pair of opposites, then what happens? Your mind is calm. It's not either elated or it is suffering. When the mind is calm, what is happening then? Mind now has time and intelligence available to look to the other side, the Atman, my true self. Are you getting it? Then he becomes contemplative mind, because he is now not running after what I like, I dislike in this world. Now it is free from his preoccupation of attachment to things of this world. When it is free, then it has an opportunity and the ability to align itself to or look for what is my true self. And that is what Jnana Yoga moves it forward. Savanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Slowly, the mind is now free, coming under the Jnana and trying to get liberty. Once you understood who you are, that is the end of all the problems. Is it clear? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Because if this clarity comes, whenever we read any scriptures, we listen to any talk, our understanding will be better. Forget about a particular word, particular verse, but this is, if you know what is the basically what Lord is prescribed, what our scriptures have said, what our gurus are telling us, it is this. Why they're saying that do work? Because if you do not do disinterested work, that means every work you do, you are doing it for the Guru or doing it for the Lord. So where is the question of attachment will come? Whatever results comes in, you take as prasad. So in case of a karma yogi, here it is subtle point, remember this, because though he is offering it to the Lord, last class I had touched upon this, whether you have noticed this, I told you also. Because you are offering it to the Lord and you are taking that the result of those actions as prasad, so the doership remains with you or not?
Still remaining.
Remaining. Yes, last time also we had discussed, even though you have offered it to the Lord, because you are offering it. He said, this is my job. I am doing, oh Lord, I give it to you. Because a work, how you will offer, it's not a flower, you will keep it. So in mentally what you are saying, oh Lord, I am doing it for you. You are offering to him. Who is doing? You are doing. And I am now, whatever prasad you are giving, I am taking it. I. So the doership remains with the karma yogi. But when you become a jnana yogi, when you have become a sannyasi, means you have now totally detached, you know that you are Satchidananda Swarupa, you are not this body, mind, intellect. What happens? You become a karma sannyasi. That means you do not take the ownership of action. Are you getting? So the result of the action doesn't accrue at all. It doesn't matter. This is what
Ownership or doership, Baba?
in the fifth chapter, what is emphasizing here in the fifth chapter is this. Even if you are a grihastha, so in the third chapter, he has already told about the karma yoga. In the fourth chapter also, he has talked a little about the jnana yoga. But in the fifth chapter, what he's saying, even if you are a grihastha, even if you are married, even if you have looking after your spouse, children, and your family and the society at large, if you are gone through a karma yoga, now you are into jnana yoga, so you will also become like a jnani. Like the beautiful example they gave is which king that, sorry, it is the famous king who is
Janaka?
Janaka, yes. Thank you, Tapasna. Janaka. So Ashtabhaka Muni was doing a class. So Janaka, King Janaka was there, and few of these saints and sages, they were attending this class. So Ashtabhaka Guru, what he did, he made a camouflage of a fire. He made fire. So they found that everything now, there is a huge fire in the city and everything is burning. So all this, there were these monks were there, so they ran because they had another pair of kaupinas, only one another pair is there. So if it is burnt, then what will they do? So they started running. So everything after that, they found that now the fire has subsided. They came back and they found King Janaka is still sitting. Ashtabhakra Muni is still giving his teachings and he is the only student who is listening. Others have gone and now come back. And the whole thing he has stage managed. Who? Ashtabhakra, because of his powers, yogic power. So what is shows? Even if you are a sannyasi or you have a ochre robe, if you have no control of your mind, you are worse than a grihastha. But a grihastha who has the control over his mind and sense organs, even he is inside the cauldron of all the samsaric ties, he is still free. See, our Lahiri Master, he had 5 children. Yukteswarji, he had a daughter. Sanyal Masa, he was a householder. He had 2 children, I think. We have plenty. Tattvamasi in Chandogya Upanishad. Who is teaching who? Arunika, you are saying is Satyakama. The father was teaching his son because Satyakama comes back because he was not studying, he was loafing around. So his father sent him to go to the ashram. Then he learned and come back. And once when he come back, he was little keeping himself aloof, not talking to people, not even to father and all. He was having a high notes like, oh, I know these people are useless people, they don't know anything. So the bubble was burst when his father asked, have you learned that knowing which you will know everything? So he thought. Next day morning he came back. No, Baba, I don't remember that this was there. He said, okay, now you go back. He said, no, I don't want to go back because it will be that thing that if they have covered, it will look, or that I have not been able to understand this, I have not taken note of it. That is one. Second, also, I don't want again to go back and be in the ashram again to learn this. Can you teach me? Then his father is teaching. So n number of examples are there in our scriptures, in our Kriya Yoga, where the householders are more than yogis or sannyasis. Why? Because they have been able to control their sense organs, control their mind, and now it is available and engaged in higher things of life. So that's why they say the suffering is why? Because of ignorance, because you are ignorant of who you really are. Once you know who you really are and disidentify yourself from this body, mind, intellect, so whatever is happening to your body, mind, intellect should not be affecting you. Because whatever happens to your car doesn't affect you. Whatever happens to your house doesn't affect you. So whatever happens to your body, mind, intellect should not be affecting you. Yes, it is your instrument you are using. To that extent, it should be little painful, but not the way we think, oh, the pain and suffering. Is this outline is clear? Yes, Prashant Babu.
clear.
Almost.
Baba.
Perfect. Tell almost.
তোমাকে দেখা যাচ্ছে।
Okay, Deepak Baba.
বন্ধ করে রেখেছি।
Where is Deepak Baba?
Yes, Baba.
Just remember this, because this understanding, once you have this, the basic thing is totally, you are absolutely clear. It becomes easy then. Then, when we are reading, you can put it in different places where it goes. There will be no confusion. Go down today, write it down, even in words. Okay, here, how it came, where it came. Because we are doing it for 2-3 years. If we don't understand this, then we'll be just, yeah, we know now a lot of things, but then we'll not be able to construct it. Like we have the bricks, we have the mortar, we have everything, but we have to construct the house. Because Deepak was an engineer. So he knows where to put what. Deepak Baba, this also you have to now write it down. Design. Anuji will make the design, then you construct it.
Sure, Baba.
Okay?
Problem
Okay.
is, Baba, like I am a graphic designer. So my
Okay.
my design is become like not like Deepak Baba. It's very technical things. So my things I put something else. I'm going somewhere. I will add something, take out something like that. Just
Yeah,
Deepak Baba.
they say no, one has to carry his own cross.
Yeah.
So this is what our cross is. So we have to find a solution to it. Jesus cannot take it. Our guru cannot do it. Nobody can do it. We have to do it. That is the tragedy or best part of it.
Yeah, sometimes what I have seen, like when I started Gita class first, I never read Gita like this actually. Actually, I cannot read Gita. I just read the translation of Gita before. So I have seen my mother. She used to read Gita that is actually a rhyme in rhyme. It is like poetry. So if I means remember uh, about her, so all these technicalities she could not understand. But
Correct.
in her life, what I have seen that almost like a jnani or a very calm personality and very firm in her work
Yeah, yeah.
and
They,
like
they,
yeah,
they knew how to, they had a basic idea of what
yeah,
things are,
yeah,
and they were more religious. But then, because
yeah,
of our
of course.
lifestyle of the society itself, a lot of things by looking at things, hearing things, though it was not so much.
Actually, I what I found, like
Mm,
the our like we have studied in science, this
mm,
thing, that thing, and we had come into the contact of politics and all these things. So we have a lot of things become complicated. Like my mother, she will not bring all this complicacy in her life. Might
mm.
be.
No, no.
Means mostly I have seen her give everything to God.
Yeah, so even if you read the books of Guruji, he has also mentioned that his mother, he was tremendously influenced by his mother
Yeah,
because she knew all these Bhagavatam stories and all those things, chantings and all. So that's why you will find here in the okay, from there you can let's in the fifth chapter what is happening. Here there a lot is talked about the two things simultaneously is talking about. One is talking about the sadhana part of it. These are the basic things you remember this. It will, it helps us in our understanding. One is sadhana part. What is the sadhana part? What is the route map for sadhana? What is the route map? One is karma yoga, another is jnana yoga. As far as Bhagavad Gita is concerned, so what happens to then bhakti yoga? What happened to dhyana yoga? Sixth chapter is going to be on the meditation also. But what Lord has done, whatever others yogas is there, either it will be allied with the karma or it will be allied with jnana. Like say bhakti part of it. If it is ritual, you go to the temple, you do the puja, you go somewhere, get the deep and all those things. So that part of it, lower part of the worship, then it will be going with the karma yoga. But when it comes to like our class, like you are reading the scripture or you are chanting, then what happens? That side goes to the jnana yoga side. Dhyana yoga, meditation, will go in the karma yoga. So basically, what he has prescribed, what he has discussed so far, two route. One is karma and another is jnana. And though Arjuna had a question in the third chapter, the beginning of the third chapter and beginning of the fifth chapter, that you are praising both jnana and karma, so which is true? That is, he asked in third chapter. But in the fifth chapter, he said karma yoga or jnana yoga. Which one is better? There he said only jnana and karma. Because in second chapter, Lord has not talked about so much about the yoga part of it. He was talking about the knowledge part of it. From there, it came to sthita prajna, if you remember. If you know this, then you become a sthita prajna, and this is the characteristic. So that's why he asked karma and jnana in the beginning of the third chapter. In the beginning of the fifth chapter, because in the third and fourth already he has talked about yoga. So he put it, whether it is karma you are telling, and you are also recommending jnana, tell me for sure which one is good for me or efficacious for me. So he has talked about two routes. One is karma and another is jnana. But are they optional? No, both are necessary. All of you know, because karma you will give us the chitta suddhi. Chitta suddhi means to get rid of our raga and dvesha. Because what is the asuddhi or in the impurities in our mind? It is our raga and dvesha, likes and dislikes. So karma yoga helps us in getting rid of this raga and dvesha. Samatvam yoga uchyate. Karmasu kaushalam. Karmasu kaushalam, not how efficiently, diligently you are doing it. No. You do it in such a way that you are not caught in the likes and dislikes. Karmasu kaushalam. The second we have seen in second chapter. So this is what it is. Now, so is karma yoga and jnana yoga optional? That okay, I will only follow karma or I will follow jnana. Why you are telling both? No, it is not, because both are necessary. Like a pant and shirt, it is not alternate. It's not like the pant or another pant. It's not shirt and another shirt. It's pant and shirt. Both you necessary. So karma yoga is necessary. Jnana is necessary. Karma yoga will give chitta suddhi. It gives the qualification to get into jnana. Then resort to jnana yoga. Then you get liberation. And then at the same time, in the fifth chapter, Lord is talking about two lifestyles, grihastha and sannyasi. Grihastha, so he is telling, if you become a grihastha, you also follow karma yoga and then follow jnana yoga, get liberated. And if you want to be a sannyasi also, from after brahmachari, instead of being a grihastha, you take to sannyasa. Even if you take sannyasa, you have to do also karma yoga. Because ashram works, all those things, if you do not do, then you will not get chitta suddhi. So even if you become a sannyasi lifestyle, there also you have to resort to karma and jnana. This is the second. The third style is after brahmacharya, become a grihastha, resort to karma yoga. Then once your responsibility is over, shift from grihastha to a sannyasi and then follow jnana yoga and get liberation. Are you getting it? There are three routes as far as the lifestyle is concerned. Is it clear or I'm confusing you more? Sadhana is karma and jnana, both has to be followed. Clear? Now lifestyle. You can remain a grihastha, resort to karma, resort to jnana, get liberation. One. You be a sannyasi, resort to karma, resort to jnana, get liberation. The second. The third is You be a grihastha, get into karma yoga, get chitta suddhi, finish all your liabilities, then get into sannyasa and follow jnana and get liberation. Is it clear now? Three. One is entirely route is grihastha route, another is sannyasi route, another is grihastha plus sannyasi. Which one is our guru? Grihastha and sannyasi. Who? Tell me.
Last one.
Huh?
Last one. He was Grihastha in the
No,
beginning.
no. Which of our guru
Yeah.
was a grihastha and a sannyasi?
Sannyasi.
Lahiri Baba, Bhupendra Sanyal Mashi.
Lahiri Masa didn't have a sannyasi. He didn't become a sannyasi. He was a
Yukteswar ji.
grihastha all through. Who was?
Yukteswar ji. Yukteswar ji.
Yukteswar ji. Correct.
The Giri
Now,
Parampara starts from him.
so it was Yukteswar ji. So he became he remained a grihastha. He did whatever it is. Then he became a sannyasi again. So this is the third route. So the first route is grihastha, all through grihastha, like our
Lahiri
Lahiri
Baba.
Masa.
Bhupendra Sanyal Mashi ji.
Bhupendra Sanyal Masa. Sannyasi, like our Gurudev. He became sannyasi. Sannyasi route. And then Yukteswarji, like you have a grihastha, start with the grihastha, finish your karma yoga, shift to sannyasi, and follow jnana yoga and get liberation. So this is the roadmap which Lord is talking about here in the fifth chapter. Let's go. I'll share with you the third verse. I think we had done the last. Third verse, we will have a look at it. Okay? ज्ञेय स नित्य सन्यासी यो न द्वेष्टि न कांक्षति निर्द्वंद्वो हि महाबाहो सुखम बंधात् प्रमुच्यते. He's saying ज्ञेय. Jnana means no. No. I'm telling you, no for this for sure. Jnana sa. Sa means that person. Nitya sannyasi. He is always a sannyasi. Means he is talking about here, he's talking about a grihastha person. Because if you remember in the second verse, again, I don't want to go again, we'll get stuck there. Okay, let me see, I'll just go to. Where is the second verse? See, in the first verse, what does, if you just to refresh you, Arjuna Vacha, Anyasam Karmanam Krishna, Punaryogam Samsasi, Yateya Etoyo Rekam, Tanme Bruhi Sunischitam. In the first verse, Arjuna has asked, O Lord, you said Sanyasam Karmana. But to give sannyas, renunciate all actions, give up all actions. Oh Krishna, you told this one. And then you said yoga, do the work, yoga. Or samsasi, you praised yoga also. Yoga is to do the work, and you also praised to renunciation of action. Karmanam sannyasa. Yacheyam. Between these two, etayo ekam. Tell me one. Tanme bruhi. To me, you tell me sunischitam, which is really good for me. So you have both praised renunciation of action and you have also praised yoga. That means to carry on action. Which one is better? Tell me for sure. Don't confuse me more. I am as it is, I am confused. Then he is saying what the Lord said in the second verse, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Sanyasa Karma Yogascha Nisheya Sakara Bhubho Tayostu Karma Sanyasa Karma Yoga Visishyate. He is saying Sannyasa karma yogascha nisreya sakaro ubho. So he said, sannyasa. Sannyasa means to renunciation of action. That means a sannyasi. He is talking about lifestyle here. A sannyasi and karma yogascha. Karma yoga means that a karma yogi. That means a grihastha here. He means sannyasa karma sannyasa karma. That means the person who has renunciation action. That means a sannyasi. Yoga means a grihastha who is into karma yoga. Nisreya Sakhara Ubho. So both of them, it will lead to Shreyas Karo. That means it will take you to the ultimate. That means the self-realization. Both will take you there. Tayostu. But then what he's saying, Tayostu. Both are same, both will lead you to the ultimate. What is the ultimate truth? That is your Satchidananda Jnanam, Atma Jnanam, it will give you. But Tayostu, between these two, Karma Sannyasat, between the renunciation of action, Karma Yoga Visishyate. Karma Yoga is better than Karma Sannyasa. That means a Grihastha is better than a renunciate or sannyasi. Are you getting it? Because Bhagavad Gita is a scripture for Grihastha. Who is the teacher? Krishna. 16,008 gopis he was having Rasa Leela. Who is the student? Arjuna. Arjuna had more than one wife. And who has written Vyasa, he is also a Grihastha. So it is a totally for Grihasthas. But if you look at the Upanishads, you will find it will mostly meant for sannyasas. Like Vivek Chudamani, it is purely for sannyasa. So here in the second verse, he said, both are good. That means whether you want to be sannyasi or you want to remain as a grihastha, both are good. Both will lead to the ultimate self-realization. But if you are asking me, I will tell between the sannyasi and grihastha is the better. So the Lord is voting for a grihastha here. In the third verse, then Lord, what he is saying in the third verse, that means now you know Nitya Sannyasi. Then that means that Grihastha will become a sannyasi. How he is saying, how he will become? Your non-dvesti. Non-dvesti means when he has no hatred, dvesa. No dvesti, no kankhyati. He doesn't desire anything. That means he has no likes there. That means he has no likes and dislikes. That means who has gone beyond likes and dislikes. So the word then in the second line, if you say nirdvanda, that means he has gone beyond the pair of opposites, beyond likes and dislikes. So he is a nitya sannyasi. He is a nirdvandi. That means he is beyond this pair of opposites. He Mahabaho Sukham Bandhat Pramuchyate. He will be free from all the bondage. Sukham means easily. Because as a sannyasi, you have to give up so many things. But as a grihastha, you can be amongst everything, but you will be through karma yoga. Try to get rid of your likes and dislikes. When you become a karma yogi, you are successful karma yogi, then you are become like a sannyasi. There is no difference between you and a renunciate. So he is a nitya sannyasi. Ever he is a sannyasi and he is nirdvanda. Now, the question is Lord is saying that one should not have likes and dislikes? Yes or no? One should have or one should not have?
Should have, Baba, but higher, for the higher purpose and goal.
So you will work, you will not take home money or no?
We will take money for the
Or
sustainability.
then, or you like rasgulla, you will eat rasgulla or no? Tell me, what Lord is talking about?
Samanatvam, Baba.
Huh?
Samanatvam, balance. And for the higher good.
But your Saraswati only takes Veena. She is not taking flute. Krishna is taking flute. So if they have likes and dislikes, why Lord is saying, no, no, you take flute and also Veena?
There's no hankering for it.
Who else? Anything else?
Now, those instruments show their real character. They show their character, but
Their character, but then Saraswati doesn't take flute. That means she hates flute. She likes only Veena. So this is not correct. Raga Dosha is there.
but they will not
So,
empower us to
sorry,
change
yeah.
our thought process.
So basically, what is there? Scripture is saying you don't have to give up your likes and dislikes, but manage it. You like Rasgulla, that without Rasgulla I cannot survive. Without AC I cannot sleep. Like Guruji was saying there, in one of his talks during this Kumbh Mela, he was saying that where our camp was, it was 10 kilometers away or something. But initially the government had given another one which is nearer to the ghat. But there is no facilities. They have put some straws or something. You have to put some bed sheet up there and sleep. And Guruji in his talks was saying, I would have loved to be there. So that means a person, if it is AC is there, is happy. AC is not there, fan is not there, you are sweating, is also okay. That means you manage your likes and dislikes. You don't become a slave to your likes and dislikes. So is it clear? So it's not saying that you have to get rid of your raga and dvesa. You have to go beyond. You transcend your likes and dislikes. But without this, I cannot survive. No, that should not be the attitude. If I get it, I like it, I take it. If I don't get it, I'm also fine, equally fine. Are you getting it?
Yeah, Baba, there is a
Yes.
Hindi word, no? Is always the people say that is the one. Chalega, like that.
Yeah, manage it.
Uh,
So manage your raga and dvesa. Genya sa nitya sannyasi. So he is a grihastha, but he will be a nitya sannyasi. That's ever he is a sannyasi who has transcended his dvesti and kankya. That means his dislikes and likes. And he is a nirdvanda. Then samatvam yoga uchate. So samatvam he is able to maintain it. He is managing his likes and dislikes. O Mahabaho, Sukham Bandhat Pramuchyate. He will be free from bondage before long. Sukham. And easily he will get rid of it. So, I would have loved to finish one more verse, but we'll take it next one. The next one is also a beautiful verse. Sankhyoge prutak bala pravadanti na pandita ekam abhyas. So, but what I will suggest you, whatever we are discussing, which we are reading, just mull over it, half an hour during the time, whenever you have the time, what exactly we discussed. If you try to recollect, then you will be able to remember it forever. But if you don't recollect again, it will go away. Sit through the day in any time, your 5 minutes, just go through it. Try to recollect what we discussed. But the points were there. The points, main points, if you can even jot down in a piece of paper for you, it will be nice. But what is more important to have this clarity, because the verses and words, because when we go into it, we will big picture will miss. Are you getting it? What I'm saying? Because big picture, if is there always in the background, you will be whenever we are reading into any particular verse, particular chapter, particular word, then it makes a sense. More it makes sense. Oh, this is what he's talking about karma yoga. This is where I have to get rid of my likes and dislikes. Because it's not the question of Arjuna. We have to, in our life situations, I have to find out something to give meaning to a particular verse. Lord may give example. We may give an example of Arjuna, but that is not going to help me. That will help me to understand. Then immediately, because I have to traverse, I have to walk the path. So I have to find out in my life some situation where this sort of thing had happened. So this is a solution for that. This is how I should be able to respond in future in such a situation. Then this becomes a learning process. Saying that Duryodhana was a useless fellow and he was an idiot, he is not going to help us. I have to find out where is Duryodhana inside me. That was the other day I was listening. In Satya Yoga, there was Devaloka, Bhuloka, and Danavar Loka. Means the divine personalities were living in a different world. Then normal human beings in a different world, and the asuras in a different world. Then came Tetra Yuga. In Tetra Yuga, what happened? Huh? Treta. Treta Yuga. They came and they lived in the same loka. Like Rama, Ayodhya was there, and then Ravana is also there in Lanka, but it came in the same loka, but it was different. That was in Lanka and it was in Ayodhya. That is in Treta. So while in Satya Yoga it was in different lokas, in Treta Yoga it came to the same loka but at different places. Come to Dwapara Yoga, Krishna time, Dwapara Yoga, what has happened? It has come to the family, Pandavas and Kauravas. Are you seeing where it is? What happened in Satya Yoga? Different lokas. Come to Treta in the same loka. Both are now there, near to each other. In case of Dwapara, it has come into the family. And in Kali Yuga, what has happened?
Within us.
Inside us. Are you getting it?
Yes, Baba.
So now don't search for Duryodhana or Ravana outside. That was in then. It is now inside us, each one of us. So we have to address that problem. So can you see the challenge? Okay, close your eyes. Sit straight. all my experiences are like clouds in the sky. Behind the clouds is the sun, ever bright, ever luminous, blazing forth. When the clouds of my thoughts thin down, or sometimes in times of quietude and meditation, the cloud dissipates. The rays of the sun makes things bright. Again, the clouds of thoughts, my likes and dislikes, cover up the sun. So these clouds of my thoughts, my likes and dislikes are created by my mind. There is no external agency involved. But I am not my mind. I am that Satchid and Ananda Swarupa, like that sun blazing forth at all times. There is no sunrise or sunset. It's always blazing forth. Even when I see the cloud in the sky, I have to understand I am the sun. This cloud will pass away soon. Let us not hang on to this cloud. Let it go. This cloud of our raga dvesa or the suffering and my true self always blazing forth. This cloud is not an opposite of happiness. The cloud or the suffering is an aberration. which is playing on my screen of light. I'm ever bright, untouched. Let us offer a love and gratitude to Guruji, Gurudev, all the Kriya Masters, all the sages and saints, for giving us this beautiful opportunity to meet and discuss Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Santi 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 Harihi Om Sri